So there was a poor man who had 12 kids and was working jobs day and night just to be able to feed them. When the 13th kid came along, he just was like, I don't know what to do. And he went out and tried to find a good godfather for the kid, so the kid could at least have that. So he's going about, and the first person he meets is just God hiding in human form. So God tells the guy, hey, I'll be your kid's godfather. I'll stand at the baptismal font. I'll make sure your kid is fed and clothed and has happiness for all of his days. And the guy asks him who he is, and he says, well, I'm the Lord God. And the guy says, hey, you give to the rich and let the poor starve. I don't want you to be the godfather of my son. And he walks off. And he goes along, and he meets the devil. And the devil says, hey, let me be your kid's godfather. I'll give him so much gold, it'll be heaped so high, he'll have every joy and pleasure in this world. Come on, man. The guy says, well, who are you? He goes, the devil. And he goes, no, you trick people and lead people astray. I don't want you to be my kid's godfather. So he walks off. So the guy's just going on, still searching, and up walks beside him, very bony, thin Death. And he says, I should be your child's godfather. I am Death. I make all men equal. And the man says, yeah, you're the right one. You take the rich and poor with no distinction. You should be the godfather of my kid. And Death says, I'll make your kid rich and famous. Whoever has me as a friend will lack for nothing. To which the guy replied, yeah, well, the baptism's next Sunday. Be there on time. And Death appeared, as promised, and stood there as, proper godfather. And he visited the boy often as the kid grew up. And as the kid got a bit older, just on the cusp of adulthood, he goes and visits the boy and says, come with me. The boy does, and he takes him out and he shows him this herb. Death said to him, I'm going to make you a famous doctor. Whenever you get called in to see a sick person, I will appear to you in the room. If I am standing at the person's head, then you are to give them the herb and they will get better. If I am standing at the person's feet, then you are to say that there is nothing that can be done, no doctor in the world can cure this person, and that person is mine, they will die. And the boy agreed, and started his profession in doctoring. And he was always wrong. He was always right, obviously, and he could always cure people, or he would declare the person dead and nobody could save them. And that's how it went. And people came far and wide bringing their sick to him, offering him lots of money to tend to their ill. So it became so famous that when the king became sick, he was called to the castle. So the young man steps in to the king's chamber, and he sees Death standing at the head of the king. And he's like, I can't not cure the king. He's the king. And he thinks to himself, Death's my godfather. Surely if I cross him just this once, he'll let it go. So he takes the man, grabs him up under his armpits, and flips him around in the bed to where Death is now at his feet, and then he gives him the herb. And the king recovers, and all is great, and he gets paid handsomely and everything, and however, Death is not particularly pleased. He gets in the young man's face and says, if you ever do something like that again, your life will be the one taken. Probably. That's what he said. What did he say? Well, not long after this, the king's daughter became very ill. And the king cried day and night where he couldn't really even see anymore. And he said, send out for all the doctors in the kingdom, if anyone can make my daughter well again, then they shall marry her and become a prince. I'll do anything I have to save my daughter's life. Different doctors come in and see her, and at last comes in the young man doctor who's godson of Death. And he steps in, and he sees Death standing at her head. The godson sees this woman, this young, beautiful woman. It's such a tragedy to think that she should be doomed to die so young. If he cured her, he could marry this beautiful woman. He could have the kingdom in time, and he'd be rich. He'd be he'd never want for anything. Woman or wealth, either one. So he flips around, gives her the herb, and she gets better. At which point, Death steps up to the young man, and grabs him with his frigid hands, with such a grip that he can't pull out of it, and he drags the guy down to a cave. His godson's looking around, because this cave is just, it's full of candles, thousands and thousands of them. It just goes on, endlessly it seems. And there are ones that are very short, nearly burnt out. There are ones that are quite tall, have great ways left to go, and some medium-length ones, and it seems as though there are constantly ones going out as other ones are lighting up, to where it's just like as if the flame is going to and fro, endlessly. And he asks, what is this place? Death says to him, these candles are people's lives. The very short ones belong to the elderly, who are soon to be mine. The tall ones belong to children. The medium-sized ones belong to married people in the prime of their lives. Though there are instances where even the children and the young have very short candles. The doctor considers this and gets a little worried, and he says, where's my candle? Death points at one that is, the candle's very short, it's all but gone out. And the doctor begins to freak out. He's like, please, I'm your godson. You love me, don't you? And if I live, I could be king one day. Please, if you care about me, light another candle. Death said, I can't. A candle has to go out for another one to be lit. The godson said, well, can't you take mine and put it on top of another candle so it'll burn down? Combine with that. Death considered this, picked up his godson's candle, and goes to set it atop a large one. And then he drops it on purpose, and it falls to the ground and goes out. The young man collapses into Death's grip. So anyway, even if you're Death's godson, maybe don't cross him. So that's the end of that one. Probably could have found a more cheerful one, but that was just the story that popped in my head. Well, that's all. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Goodbye. Yeah. Static Shock.